Installing a Lutron wood blind isn't difficult and takes less than 30 minutes. In this video, we'll show you how to install an outside mount wood blind. Before you begin, open the box and make sure you have all the necessary parts, including the shade, mounting brackets, and screws. You'll also need a cordless drill, a screwdriver, tape measure, pencil, a level, and the batteries required for your shade. First, hold up the blind to the window to make sure it's the correct size. Center and level the blind and use a pencil to mark the location of each end of the blind on either the wall or the trim, depending on where you plan to mount your blind. Use a tape measure to determine the bracket location. Each bracket should be positioned about 1/8 of an inch out from the end of the blind. Use a pencil to mark the bracket location and repeat on the other side. To determine the top placement of the bracket for mounting above the trim, measure at least 2 inches from the top of the trim. Next, hold up the bracket and mark the top 2 screw holes. Repeat this process for the other side. Make sure the bracket placement is level. If the brackets aren't aligned, the shade may not operate properly. Please note that blinds wider than 48 inches will need a center bracket. You'll need to install this bracket so that it's spaced evenly along the width of the blind, with the top and back aligned to the end brackets. Next, install the shade brackets with the provided screws. If you're mounting your shade above the window trim, you'll need to install spacers behind the mounting brackets to ensure the shade clears the trim. You'll mount the shade brackets on the spacers. Repeat for the other side. For shades mounted on the window trim, align each bracket with the top of the window frame and use the cordless drill to drive each screw through the holes in the back of the bracket. If the window trim is angled or not level vertically, place an angled spacer, not included, behind the bracket to ensure the shade is level. If you purchased a wired shade, attaching the plug-in power supply is simple. Uncoil the cable, plug it into the power supply, then plug the power supply into an outlet. Lift the bracket doors up and slide the blind back into the brackets. Then, secure the bracket locks on each bracket. Now you can attach the valance if you're using one. Install the valance clips into the valance groove and twist the clips into place. Align the valance clips and brackets, then slide the valance onto the head rail until you hear a click from each clip. Next, install the batteries. If your blind has a valance, squeeze the valance clips to release them and slide the valance down to expose the battery tray. For best battery life, do not mix old and new batteries or battery types. Do not use carbon zinc or rechargeable batteries. For blinds that use D batteries, we recommend using Duracell batteries to achieve published battery lifetime. For blinds that use AA batteries, we recommend Energizer lithium batteries. After the batteries have been installed or the blind has been plugged in, the LED indicator light will briefly flash red-green. Slide the valance up until the valance clips click. That's it for installation. Now you're ready to program your Pico remote control or set up your smart bridge using the Lutron app.